Welcome to Donmar TV News Channel.
Sumasagot lamang umano sa mga tanong ng media si Aksyon Demokratiko Standard Bearer Manila Mayor Isko Moreno Dumagoso. Ito ang binigyang diin ng alkalde sa akusasyon sa kanyang inaatakin niya si Vice President Leni Robredo nitong mga nakaraang araw.
Gusto ko lang maliwanag yun ha. Kayo nagtanong sa akin noon ha. Gusto ko malaman ng taong bayan, kayo nagtanong sa akin. Sumagot ako. O iba yun. Yung banat, yung lawa lang eh. Nyumanyanga ka lang, nagkakiyaw-kiyaw ka lang. Sumagot at nangatwiran.
Kamakailan sinabi ni Yorme na huwag umanong magpalinlang sa pagpapalit ng kulay at may pasaring pa itong fake leader with a fake color na pinaniniwala ang pinatutungkol niya sa Vice Presidente. Gayunman hindi na sumasagot o pumapatol sa mga pasaring na ito si VP Robredo. Paglilinaw naman ng alkalde, umiiwas siya sa mga awayan ng mga lahi sa politika.
Wala naman akong kaaway. But I would rather with the masses. Why not? Maraming mahirap eh. Maraming middle class, upper middle class. Sinong boses nila? Eh ang iingay nung iilan.
Samantala, sinabi pa ni Mayor Isko na bagamat may mga kumausap na sa kanyang mga senatorial aspirant na gustong sumama sa kanila, nais ng kanilang kampo na ang mga sasama sa kanila ang mismong mag-anunsyo nito. Ito ay para malaman na sila talaga ang may intensyon at dapat kapareho at sumasang-ayon sa kanilang mga hangarin.
May mga ilan. But I want them to say it. Gusto ko sila magsabi. I am happy. I have Samira Gotok and I'm proud of her. Kahit na siya ay medyo pinupuwersa, I don't want to make announcement kasi just for the sake, inadapt namin to each, inadapt namin to each, inadapt namin to each. Hindi. Your willingness is welcome to us.
May ilang tandem na nag-anunsyo na ng kanilang lineup sa pagkasenador at may ilan pang inadapt. Sa ngayon, 3 pa lang ang kasama sa senatorial lineup ng Isko Willie Tandem tulad ni Samira Gutok, Carl Balita at Jopet Sison. Kamakailan, umatras pa sa pagkasenador sa ilalim ng partido ni Yorme ang broadcaster na si Kabayan Noli de Castro. Muli namang nilinaw ni Yorme ang kanilang pagiging bukas sa kahit sinong politiko, sa kahit anong partido, basta kasang-ayon sa kanilang mga hangarin.
Di ba kayo yung pinaka-smart sa Pilipinas? Ikaw yung Nobel Peace Prize winner. Proud na proud lahat ng tao sa'yo, pero isa kang malaking Hindi mo alam ang difference between thousands, hundreds, and ones and tens. 4,000 vehicles? Sure ka na dyan? 40 kilometers ang caravan mo? Wow! Hindi lang pala pang Nobel ang beauty mo, Maria. Pati pala Guinness World Records ang nanay mo. Kayo, please, give us a break. Pwede naman kayong sumuporta sa nanay niyong yan. Pero naman, wag niyo naman kunin niya sa math. Diba? 4 times 4 is 1,600. Tapos ngayon, 4,000 vehicles. Pag sure mo, oy. Mga larag, bansat ta sa inyong ka-bright. Decent, bright, smart, and all that. And too. Liars, all of you. Ingat! Yung normal lang dapat ang Saturday ko, but I'm here in Marawi. I'm in the middle of... Hindi na ako makaalis kasi may bracelet na ako, so cleared na ako. But I'm here now in Ground Zero. I was invited by an event by Senator Bongo and President Duterte. So, syempre, nung biglang may, sige, you're welcome to join. Just kung welcome to join from Butuan City, now I'm here. This is my Saturday. Iniwan ko si Tony for this because I want him to see what our government is doing for Marawi. So, yung pagbabago pala at ang pagbangon ng Marawi ay isang mahabang proseso. Ito po ay talagang pinag-isipan, may mga projects po na ilalagay at yung housing, sana mag-video ako sa loob ng isa sa mga housing projects nila. But for right now, this is what's going on here. Ito naman kasi guys ang Ground Zero. Ayan, makikita nyo. Ayan, some parts. Hanggang dito lang kasi ako eh. Ayan. Pagdaan ko kanina sa Mapandi Bridge, it was very emotional kasi the last time I was here, 2018 pa. Kakatapos lang ng gera at nakiklearing pa nung time na yon. So now, ang sinabi sa akin ng task force ng Bangon Marawi, number one, pwede naman daw bumalik ang mga residente dito mismo sa Ground Zero. However, hindi siya mabilis na proseso kasi kailangan mo nang hintayin ang construction ng iba't ibang sites at syempre may mga demolition pa na kailangan gawin and there are permits. Hindi naman po kasi basta-basta lang mag-demolish ang ating gobyerno ng mga bahay, lalo na kung may mga may-ari naman ito. So ganito po kasi talaga siya. Lahat ng proseso ng pagbabango at pagbangon ay mahaba at kailangan ng pagkakaisa. So, I'm the only normal person here. The only normal Filipino. Kasi nung tinanong nila ako what my designation is, normal person. Thanks for inviting me, sir. More soon.
The city of Marawi. I congratulate and commend the Task Force Bangon Marawi as well as the local officials and other partners for working together to rehabilitate the city. I especially commend the efforts and sacrifices you have poured out for the complete rehabilitation of the Grand Mosque of Marawi. This place holds historical and cultural significance in the lives of the Maranaos. We rejoice as a nation as the Grand Mosque of Marawi brings hope anew to our Muslim brothers and sisters. The continued hard work of Task Force Bangon Marawi to accomplish the programs, projects, and activities under the Bangon Marawi Comprehensive Rehabilitation and Recovery Program is truly commendable. By rebuilding the lives of the displaced, yun ang pinaka-importante. Families, restoring damaged properties, and revitalizing disrupted socio-economic activity.
Voter education series tayo mga besh. So last night, it was traditional politics. Just a little explanation. You don't even have to agree. You only have to see the examples in your own community kasi hindi naman pareho lahat. So now we're going to talk about political dynasties. A chill, more, calm version of it. Totoo ang sinabi na hindi na mamana ang kakayahan na mamuno at manerbisyo sa mga tao. You don't even teach that in school. Kahit 10 taon ka sa pag-ieskwela mo, hindi talaga matutunan ang puso at ang pag-iisip sa ibang tao at sa kapakanan nila. That's just through the heart and who they are. Political dynasties have existed in the Philippines ever since before I was born, and I'm already 33. I've met the bad side of these political dynasties, and I've also seen the good. It's a political dynasty, diba? Pag it's within the same family. Okay, but then a good example of that, in the national level, is the Dutertes. The father equally bore all these children that are leaders in their own rights. Kong Pulong, Ma'am Sara, of course, and Baste. They all have their brand of leadership that's not necessarily tailored after their father, but equally as effective in their own right. Okay? In Caraga, which is much closer to my home, I know that the Barbers are this way. I have never met the father, which was this late senator, because I was very young when he was senator. However, as early as grade 3, that was around the same time that Congressman Ace started his career in politics. This was in the 90s. Okay. So, when I got older, their name had become like a legacy here in Caraga. but they're from Surigao. And then, now, his brother, Governor Lyndon, is about to, enter politics again and be governor in Surigao. The main difference about dynasties and political dynasties is that there's always the good and the bad in them. The bad is if you are of the same family, all with positions, all 20 of you, and none of you have made a difference. You give your family members positions based on a business deal, not on public service. Kayo ang yumayaman, but yung mga tao na mga dapat inaalagaan nyo at pinagsiservisyohan nyo ay naghihirap and continue ang kanilang hirap. Okay? So I don't care if if you get your position because your father is popular. What I care about is that you are a good leader when you are in that position. When you carve out your way and your legacy away from your family or your father. That's what I see in the barbers. They have their own brands of leadership. They are not cut from the same cloth. If anything, they're different fabrics. That's the same with the Dutertes. And that I hope makita din nating mga Pilipino. Huwag mong iboto ang anak kung alam mo namang gago. Huwag mong iboto ang komadre, ang asawa, ang kapatid kung alam mo naman na korap lang yan lahat. Huwag mong ipasok sa politiko ang pag-iisip na pwede lang naman nilang imana ang posisyon. Tayo pa rin ang magde-decide, Pilipinas. Hindi sila. Kung tatanggapin man ng kamay na to ang pagbili ng boto mo, I will not judge. Naghihirap ngayong pandemic at kanya-kanyang diskarte yan. But, you must vote with this hand the right person in power. Huwag po tayong pabulag-bulag. Ang hirap namang napaka-loyal ka sa isang pamilya pero sila hindi ka sineservisyohan ng maayos.